live? Yes, we are. I think we're live. Let me open YouTube and check it out. But I do believe we're live. Hello, guys. How's it going? Welcome to a very late night stream. Let me go to... yeah. Let me go to my channel. But yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. We're live, it says here, my audio. How's it going, Mr. Toaster? But yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. A bit quiet. Maybe that's just my headset. Yeah, I'll keep it at that. It's not too bad, but, yeah. Welcome to the stream, guys. We're gonna be I'm just gonna do some GOPPIE pond hunting tonight. Just because I feel like hunting the GOPPIE pond a lot more as of late. But every time I just take a look at this board, I'm so happy because this slot is finally filled. The galaxy slot. Just look at that. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now I have the entire collection, so that even if I don't get an alpha, even if I get the alpha I want, or even if I get an alpha tier 5, I don't have to worry about finding the galaxy anymore because I already got it. Good. How about you? I'm doing great, Mr. Toadster. But yeah, let's hunt the GOPPIE pond tonight. Do some nice hunting. Boost on, of course. And my boost was on for that galaxy encounter. I had some leftover boost, so I decided to use it, and I was going to buy more. And I was just using it off stream, and I found it. And I was so surprised. Sadly, it was an alpha. But that's besides the point. Got a galaxy one. Let me turn off. Let me mute my YouTube. So that I can play it. How's it going, Zelda? Yeah, we're just gonna be hunting here for tonight. Don't know how long we're gonna do it for. Probably not gonna take too many breaks. I'm just gonna, late night chill stream. I'm a bit tired, so we'll see how long I go for. Like, recently I've just been watching, I explained this to Zelda on a different server, but recently I've just been watching, some old Pokemon Brick Bronze clips, not my own, but, other people's, like this guy named King Meep. I've been watching his old clips, and of him, like, finding crazy stuff, like he found Shiny Hoopa, which was hard to resoft reset for, Shiny Latias, Shiny Mew. He found Shiny Spiritomb, so much stuff. And I've just watching those, and it's given me some inspiration to hunt for stuff. So, yeah. He found the rarest thing in the game, or at least something that was the rarest thing in the game at that point. Yeah, he found the rarest thing in the game at that point, and then I know he did have the rarest thing in the game. Yeah, 1 in 4 million. I'm pretty sure it was. Or he did, and then it got taken over, but it was like one of the top 3 rarest things in the game. And my shoulder blade hurts so much from pet sim grinding. Yeah, you should take a break, dude. Like, I mean, yeah, I've seen you play that game a lot, so. I was so bored and didn't know what to do, then a notification clicked silly. Thanks, man, I appreciate it. I mean, yeah, I've just been bored too, and I feel like I just want to hunt. I just want to find this thing. Like, especially recently, like I just said, the reason why is because I've had a hunger for something rare. But like, just recently, I've just been like, just give it to me, bro. I've had enough of this crap. No, not that, but I've just been like, I really want to find this. I just really want to find it. And of course, I've always really wanted to find it, but recently I've just really wanted to find it. So. GIMME Variola confirmed? Hey, maybe, man. If I get any alpha tier 5, then yeah. Now here's the thing, if I get any alpha tier 5 other than Galaxy, of course I'm going to take a break from the GOPPIE pond, but I might come back. If I'm crazy enough to come back, I might come back. Just because you know how cool it would be to own all 3 alphas under my OT. I don't think I will. I might. If the Galaxy, until I have an alpha, once I find an alpha tier 5, if it's not the Galaxy, I'll hunt for it until the alpha Galaxy is found. That's what I'll do. Yeah. Also, I already found a tier 4 before stream. Oh yeah, because I found tier 5s and tier 4s in the past few days. Nice. Or 5 tier 4s, okay. But yeah, I mean, maybe, dude. Maybe. Maybe Game of Vari just has that luck. That's the LTS one, right? You evolved your own encountered one. Are they hunting with boost or not? I would say if you don't really care too much about getting the alpha tier 5s, don't hunt with boosts, because this is a total waste. Like, I could be using this Robux and these boosts somewhere else and have gotten like many gammas, probably gamma Igneal. With the boosts I have given up for this, I probably could have easily gotten gamma Igneal like twice over. But I really want this. So, I mean, if you really want an alpha tier 5, you can go right ahead and use boost. But like, if you don't really mind it too much, I highly recommend do not. Yeah, this is awesome. Nice. The reason I follow with my LTS one is because I just want it to be on my team. Like, I know people might think I'm stupid for evolving the LTS one, but honestly, everyone's gonna think, oh, I should keep it as unevolved because then it'd be more valuable, right? Well, that's probably not the reason for a lot of people, but just because they want to keep it in its pure form, you know. But I'm just like, this thing, Venolin's overpowered. This is pure clever. I can just easily sweep team floors with this Loomian. Like, Venolin is crazy powerful, and since mine's pure what the hell, Andrew? Dude, my brother just slaps his table for no reason. You're mad at your friends, like, get it, but just stop slamming your damn desk. But, yeah, like, I thought, like, whenever I use a Loomian or make a new Loomian, always in the back of my mind, I think about how would this Loomian pair up against other Lumia of the same species. So like, how would my Gamma Venolin fight other Gamma Venolins? And in most situations, my Gamma Venolin would win because it goes first and it can get clay slaps off and just murder the team. This thing has so much luck. It's the whole reason my luck train started. So we're gonna give a duck. Yep. Yeah, I want to evolve Game of I want to get a Velen, but I want to evolve the LTS one rather for 4 billion hours. Hey, yeah, I can understand that, dude. I can understand that. Just because, you know, we want to keep it like the way it is. Makes sense. It's a giveaway win. It makes sense. I just evolved mine because I wanted to, but I mean, it's completely up to the person who has it. But yeah, I think about it sometimes. How on earth did I win? Like, how in the hell did I win? I'm not even gonna bring up values because that's stupid. If this was Pokemon Brick Bronze, people would see that as something crazy, and that's what I see it as. Is because I've been watching a lot more old Brick Bronze videos recently, and it's kind of brought me back into that mindset of like how rare some things are. Like how ridiculously rare some things are. Because in Pokemon Brick Bronze, not as many people hunt as people do now. So back then, everything was so rare. You could get a shiny, a shiny roaming, which is technically rarer than gleaming roamings of Loomian Legacy, but still, like not crazy rare compared to Loomian Legacy standards. You get a shiny legendary in Pokemon Brick Bronze, and that would be so crazy, and it was. Um, and it still was. It was until the end. But now, if you get a shiny, if you get something of the same rarity in Loomian Legacy, people do not care as much as people used to, because it's all about showing off. And since you have something better, you're immediately a competitor. Since you have something better, people get angry at you, or people will try and ban you because yes, you have an offensive name, but secondly, because you won the first Rainbow Dusket, which was bullshit. Um, and yeah, it just kind of pisses me off that people are like that. Found another game play yesterday. Congratulations, Mr. Toadster. Also, though, I think the game's telling me make it Venolin because I've almost actually evolved it into Venolin 10 times. Yeah, bro, you're just actually standing in the grass and or in the trash and it evolves. Like honestly, that's probably the reason it takes forever for Vari to fall asleep in that. I'm pretty sure they programmed it that way, so there's no accident. But also because like, is there a way to revert? Because I know you can cancel evolution normally, but like, is there a way to cancel evolution if you stand in the trash? Is there a cancel button? Because I know if you use an item to evolve something, usually you can't cancel the evolution. I don't know if you trade it, you can. I'm not sure. Yeah, but bro, like after actually getting the Galaxy Goppy, I seeing it for myself and being able to see it in game more closely, I want this Alpha Tier 5. That's another factor about why I want it so bad right now. Is because the Galaxy Goppy by itself, I didn't even get Radiant. It looks so good. It is such a good designed Loomian. It's literally, it's cooler, or it's on par with Shiny Rayquaza card from Pokemon for France. Like it's cooler than the normal one, but it's on par with the shiny Rayquaza card. That's my opinion. It just looks crazy. And I like how what's funny is that a shiny or an alpha tier 5 Arpaio does not exist either. None of them do because they're not going to evolve them, and I don't blame them. Once if I get an alpha tier 5, I'm not evolving it. For sure not evolving it. Oh my god. Failed that. Trash and fossils bypass. They do? Oh my god, that's stupid. That is really dumb. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but they gotta fix that. There is a cancel button in the trash. Oh, I wouldn't know if having would. Oh, okay. So that's how you almost evolved it. Okay. I thought it meant like you realized you were gonna fall asleep, but nah, that makes sense. Um, yeah, my drop of youth is on my Gamma Hydrini because I'm trying to train that to become one of the pestilence users. So, whoa, my mouse sensitivity is high. I'm trying to train it up to become like PvP usable, not viable, because Hydrini's not viable. Bezidu's more viable. It's Bezidu because it's middle evolution, and Bezidu has better moves, and it's better range tank. But I just want Hydrini to be one of those. I want Hydrini to be my Prope. I think that'd be funny. Yeah, Draft Youth should. This chair is so dang squeaky. I'm probably gonna get a better mic before I get a better chair. I'm gonna probably order a $50 mic from Amazon because like I saw one that sounded pretty good in a review. Just because like my mic is everything, and if I want to start doing videos, I don't want to have the feedback you hear in the background, like the sounds like wind, sort of like. Well, not really wind, but you can just hear everything I do. And there's a little sound. It's subtle, but like I don't want. I want to get rid of that, and have a better mic would do that. Not my crappy headset mic. Are the looms from the art contest going to be in the new city? I have no idea. idea. I feel like they're definitely gonna be used eventually because you know they won the thing. But I think they're gonna add them when they want, or maybe they'll add them in like a special area. I doubt it though. I think they're just going to incorporate them into routes as the game progresses. So if there's a spirit type gym or battle theater, then they'll probably put a spear type or bug type. They'll probably put harvest in there. If there's steel, oh, those are already steel. So if there's like an earth type or no ground type, then there's gonna be probably put Oxydrake in that area. And if there's just like a snow or an ice type or a flying type, then they'll probably put the Frost Owl there. So I don't think they're gonna put them like all with the next city. That would be cool. I would love to see that, but I don't think so. But I do kind of like, I kind of do sometimes wish that like they didn't incorporate that easy soft reset system for some of the roamers, because like while it is very useful, it kind of ruins the whole exclusivity aspect of the roams. Like Mutagon, like it was when I tried to soft reset it for it first, I ran from it on accident. I was like, oh crap! But then it showed it up. I was like, oh, that's really nice. But I guess because they add the autosave, they kind of had to bypass it. You know, like you're manually forced to use autosave. It makes sense, but you know, it just kind of gets rid of the whole cool aspect of them. Today, it's whatever. I guess this is the whole idea of it. Like this hunting for this alpha tier 5 copy. This would be the equivalent of what Pokemon Bronze was, like soft resetting for legendaries. Because you're just doing the same thing over and over again. And I know this is like normal hunting, but the fact that like I'm hunting in the pond, it gives off a different feeling. I don't know. Running around the grass is not the same feeling. And plus, since it's like, I think the reason it feels that way for me is because like the tier 5s by themselves are already rarer, like 15 almost, probably around 11 times rarer than a legend normal roaming, fully boosted, and I'm fully boosted for the copies because you can't boost the tier 5s, but it's like 11 times rarer than a normal roamer fully boosted, um, and then the fact that I want to be alpha is more than a GR. It's more than a Gleam roaming, Gleam legendary. So I guess like technically I am hunting for something that is over an alpha legendary. This is Brick Roger makes that has stayed hidden for almost half a year, and me and my brother have been playing. I mean, all I can say is that I think those remakes are stupid. The devs themselves have said like they really despise people playing them. I mean, I can't really stop you, but yeah. I know like nostalgia kicks in. I am guilty. I've played this in the past, but I kind of stopped just because like the more you play them, like the more you're gonna miss them, and the more you're gonna want to play them, and then when they actually like do completely get demolished from the site, eventually, you're gonna like really not gonna be able to get over them as easy. That's just my idea. I don't know. Plus, I don't know. I think it's just. Sad thing was though, I went to one of their Discord servers to check out what it was like, and it was just as toxic as Loomian Legacies. So I really do assume. Like, have you guys noticed recently? This is a late night stream, so I'm just gonna talk my mind and just swear a bunch and do whatever the hell I want. It's after hours. It's whatever. Um, but have you guys noticed that ever since like, well, I mean, I don't want to bring up Fortnite, but ever since Fortnite came out, when Fortnite originally came out, it was like every other game on the market back then. You know, it was a really crazy game, and it took over. So it was like it was every like hit game ever. But then, you know, as soon as people started getting good, which was like basically release of creative, and people started getting toxic, it just seems like that has taken over and is now like a new norm. Is that people have to be assholes to each other in games. People are just like that. Like, yeah, of course COD was always like that, and COD was like, you know, Call of Duty, the games, the voice chats were horrible. Some things said in those voice chats, I have firsthand experience, were absolutely atrocious. They were not okay at all. And yeah, those have stopped. But ever since then, it's been so much worse. Like, it hasn't been the same insults. Those insults in the past were way worse. But it's just been, like, mean and unnecessary. I don't know. It's just been so rude. It's just been toxic. And, like, you can't really... You have to always be... People have the mindset that they have to be the best. And since they're not the best, then they also get the mindset. Since everyone believes they have to be the best, everyone believes they have to bring others down. Because none of them are the best. No one's the best at the game. And I don't know. I'm going off the rails on that. But like, the main point is that people are just so toxic to each other now. And it's not fun. That's not games are meant to be. It's not a competition all the damn time. That's what the trade community is based around. And competitive or battles, competitive battling community, that's what it's meant to be. But the trading community shouldn't even be a thing. Like, that sounds stupid, but hear me out. The trade community, there was never a trading community in Pokemon Brick Bronze. There was never that. I mean, I guess there was the people who had the really good stuff, but that was it. The people who had the really good stuff, and then people who like wanted to trade for it, and then other people like basically me and everyone else my level who just traded for stuff that we wanted to trade for, and it was nice. And then the trade community, mostly, they popped up out of nowhere. Without that's an unwanted child. It's just a bunch of people yelling at each other about like, what's this worth, and it's worth what you think it is. Like, I saw those tweets the other day about like, if a gamma is not worth the gamma. I was gonna make a video about it, but my mic is trash, which is really why I really want to upgrade so I can start something. I want to start a series of some kind. So I'm gonna try to learn to make videos soon. But because I do these all the time, and I want a way to talk about it easy. I'll get to it once I get to it. But like, the trade community is stupid. I know I've said this in the past, but can I emphasize? It's stupid. And the reason it's stupid is because a gamma's not worth a gamma. That's the whole recent incident, you know. People say a gamma's not worth a gamma. And people say no, that's ridiculous. Of course it's worth a gamma. But then other people will say like, well, okay, but I can't really do anything about it because the value's down. But then those same people who decided to say that this gamma is not worth a gamma will turn around and say that, what was I going on about? No, yeah, people's excuse was that, like, what was it? That, like, it's not worth the same. I had an idea in my head. What was I gonna say? Hold on. Ah, damn it, I lost it. Okay, but like, let me just get to a different point then. Like, I was gonna say something, I forgot it, but like, this is basically connected. If you're gonna make a value system, if you're gonna make an entire economy based around an in-game, like a currency, not, if you're gonna make your own economy, if you're gonna make your own player-made economy that the devs have no say in and can't regulate. Make it consistent. You have to make it consistent. Because if it is not consistent, then it is confusing, it is a mess, and it is a bomb waiting to have its fuse. It's waiting to blow. It's a ticking time bomb. It is not sturdy. It is a building built on no support. Like, it's going to crumble eventually. Because if you keep on changing the values around just based on what you think it's worth, then that's stupid. I think the main reason is because the amount of gamma cows, or gamma calf notes, or female calf notes mostly, I think was the main argument. But let's just say calf notes. Gamma calf notes, gamma kabungas, and gamma sluglings. Now, why those three in particular, I don't know. Calf notes I can maybe understand because that was the last route before Sephiroth came out, and Sephiroth took forever to come out. So calf note maybe. But Kabunga as well, that was also in the same route, so I can understand those two. But why Slugling? You could find Halloween Slugling in the cemetery, right? So why Slugling? Like, if Slugling was... Maybe that's what people hunted. But, like, that's besides the point. If you're gonna make an entire currency, make it consistent for fuck's sake. Because if it's not consistent, it's going to crumble. If every day, like, let's say the American currency, you know, let's say for a certain amount of time, well, no, let's just say, like, you had a collection, no, okay, restart. Let's say dollar bills, the U.S. dollar bills started printing, let's say the government was established and started printing in 2000, and they stopped production and changed to a different currency. No, I'm sorry. Okay, let's just say from 2000 to 2020 is our time span. Let's just say that was the time span right now. And we started printing bills in 2000, in the year 2020, right? You have bills that are marked with the date 2000, and 2001, 2002, 2003, all the way up to 2020. And they're all marked with each specific year, right? You can't just say that bills from 2017, 2008, 2019 are worth less because there's more of them. You can't just do that. You see how ridiculous that sounds? Oh yeah, there's bills from 2000 to 2020, right? But 2017, 2019 bills are worth like $50 because there's more of them. That's not how that works. That's not how this works. Lucky HD made the point that, like, oh, we don't accept those dollar bills. Why? Because they're worth $50 bill, which does come across a bit confusing. But laying it out like that, where you have a set group, which is gammas. Let's say this represents the bills from 2000 to 2020. That represents all gammas, and only a select few are worth less because there's more of them. It's literally an economy made by children. Yes, he's stock market for children. What you're saying, Zelda. I'm sorry for not reading your comments, guys, but I'm just ranting about this. I'm just gonna say now, the reason I want a better mic and start making videos, the series I was talking about, I want to do a series called Loomian, where I just rant about stuff. Because I do it all the time in my streams, or I want to do it all the time in my streams. But, like, I just want to do it. Just because I want to act like I'm talking to someone about it. Because I like to talk to people about stuff. But, like, you take certain dollar bills. Like, let's say people did that today. Let's say people, like, everyone agreed except the government, you know? Like, the government has no say in this. It's just whatever. They don't even tip their hand in it. They don't care. They're out of this whole situation. Let's just say that some, like, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Buffett, you know, all of them just decided, hey, you know what? Bills that are labeled 2015 up to 2017, yeah, all those bills, since there's a lot more of them, we're gonna call them worth $50 bill. How stupid is that? That's not how this works. You can't call something worth less because there's more of them. Or maybe, let's say, oh, all $5 bills are now worth $2.50 because we don't like the look of them. Like the shape, the designs in that $5 bill, yeah, they just don't look good. They don't look good to me. So we're gonna call them worth $2.50. No, that's not how that works either. Just because you think it looks bad, and just because it's marked with a different, or just because there's more of them, doesn't mean you can change the value of them. That's not how that works. You have to make a set price for everything, which is why I know it's never gonna come through. I know it's never gonna work unless the devs announce something. But I want to propose my own value system. That's what I want to do. Now, here's how we should do this. The base idea is that this dusket, and we can say fully boosted because a lot of people hunt with boost nowadays. This dusket right here is 1 in 125, right? Out of every 125 encounters, you'll get about one legendary, or in this case, one dusket. So let's call this dusket worth 125 value. My Gamma Protagon. Let's call that it's 1 in 8,000. It's 1 in 128 for the boost for the alpha, or 1 in 640 for the fully boosted gamma, 1 in 125 for the fully boosted roaming. So let's call it worth 1 in 80,000 or worth 80,000 value. You know how much more simpler that would be? And of course there'd be some outliers. Of course, event Loomians, we'd have to do a different thing for those because they're events. Of course, for other stuff like that, you know. And if there is in abundance, now this is where this is the exception lies. If there is a absolute abundance, like way too many, that's just what we like to call in a normal economy inflation. Therefore, making things worth less value. You know, like that's how inflation. That's how printing. That's what printing more money is. If you see countries, they've tried printing more money in the past, the money gets worth way less. How's it going, Otaku? But like, of course, that's the reason there. If there's way too many of one kind, like way too many, then yeah, that's called printing more money, or just having too much of one thing, making it less valuable. Which is why I can understand the argument. But there's not way too many Gamma Capnotes and way too many Gamma Kabungas. There's a reasonable amount. And of course, trading has always been like, if we're, that's like, I still think trade values are stupid. Even me proposing this idea, it's still stupid that I even have to have to talk about trading values. Because like values shouldn't even exist. But that's besides the point. If we're gonna do values, make it consistent, make it reasonable, and make it so that everything's worth what it's found for. All gamma roamings, 80,000 value. Normal roamings, 1 or 125 value. No problem. Like, how was Grinch? Alpha Grinch was like 1 in 128,000, right? Yeah. So it's 128,000 value, but since it's Grinch, and there's only like, how many exist? Like 15? Something like that? Not very many exist. Since only that many exist, then you can go off on a tangent about it. Then you could actually, change its value. Of course, because, like, but that's the thing, things kind of balance themselves out in that way. Like, for normal Loomians, things kind of balance themselves out in that way. Because the rarer something is, the less that will exist. So its value can stick to it. Like, the rarest thing in the game right now, Gamma SA or Ferroglyph, that thing is the rarest thing in the game, and there's only one of them. Therefore, you can value it at what it's worth because it's worth more than everything else. It's got better value. Its odds are less than everyone else. Anything else in the game. Therefore, it being the only thing in the game, it works out. And, of course, this rule is highly flawed at the moment. Like, it has flaws. Everything. The trade value system has flaws. It totally does, because it's confusing. It makes no sense. It's inconsistent. Imagine if the U.S. every year just changed the value of the dollar by printing more money or printing less money. That's what it is. It's changing the value, deciding that a few dollars, a few certain types of dollars don't have as much value as they do, or as they say they do. It's dumb. So, if you do it that way, like excluding all events, you do it that way, where this is worth this because it's this rare. Roamers are 1 in 20, 1 in 25 value because it's 1 in 125. Gamma roamings are 1 in 80,000 value because they're 1 in 80,000. That would be much more simple. That would be so easy. And of course, even with values, you don't have to trade for them. You just straight up don't have to trade for them. You can ignore it. But if you want to go strictly by a value system to gain the most value possible for some reason, or you are not looking for a very specific Loomian, if you are trading for value numbers, if you're trading for the numbers, then you have to have a consistent trading system. If you're trading for a specific Loomian, then you don't need values at all. You can hop off values, you can hop onto values to gain value, and then grab the Loomian you want and hop off the value train. Because if other people who have that Loomian are taking it by value, and you don't care about values, well then, and you want it, okay, well let me just learn values real quick. Oh wait, it's in the rarity, 1 in 80,000. All right, you want to trade. Let's say you wanted the Gamma Ikazune. Okay, it's worth 80,000 value. All right, let me just trade you a bunch of stuff for that. I'll just trade you 5 GR for that 1 GGR, because a Gamma is 5 times rarer than an Alpha. So if you trade 5 Alpha Duskets for 1 Gamma Dusket, that'll be worth it in this idea. And it makes sense because it's how rarity works. It's how rarity works. And like the thing is though, the thing about it is though, like if people hunt consistently, like if people hunt at a consistent level, and people hunt like consistently and constantly, the same amount of people are hunting every day, or like it scales. So well, if different people are hunting on different days, it doesn't even matter. Let's say you have 1,000 people hunting on one day, equally, like semi-equally across the routes, where those routes are, and you have like 2,000 people hunting on other days, semi-equally across the routes compared to the other days. Like, it doesn't matter. It all balances out. So, depending on the amount of people playing that day, and the amount of people hunting that day, the same amount consistently would be caught. Let's say at 1,000 players, let me rephrase this so it makes more sense. Let's say if there's 1,000 players playing, let's say around 250 of those are hunting. If those 250 players are hunting, or no, yeah, let's say around 1,000 players are hunting, right? If 1,000 players are hunting, let's say 50, or no, like 500 normal gammas are found, 1,000 alphas are found, 10 gamma roamings are found, and like 50 alpha roamings are found out of 1,000 people. Now, let's say another day where there's like 5,000 people playing, or 5,000 people hunting. Well, then that will scale consistently. So maybe instead there will be 50 gamma roamings found, or something around that. So with the amount of people playing each day, it'll just go up. Since the amount of each thing's being found is going up, and you value things lower based on the amount there is, since everything is going up, everything is losing value by that system. By the trade value system right now, since more things are being caught frequently and daily, and are probably outspeeding the amount of players joining each day, the more stuff, there's going to be a lot more of each thing, and since there's a lot more of each thing, people are going to start to lower their value, and since people are going to start to lower their value, nothing's going to be worth anything anymore. You see how flawed it is? As more stuff is found, things are going to be worth less, and since things are going to be worth less, people are going to value them less, and since people are going to value them less, people are going to have so much of them they're not going to be worth anything. It's just going to happen like that. That's just how printing more money works. More money is printed, meaning it's worth less. That's how it naturally works. But the thing is, people will understand this isn't a normal economy. You can't act like this is a normal economy. Because this isn't population growth, this isn't people finding more jobs, this isn't companies trying to get richer. It's literally individual people. And it's individual people trying to gain value, and the proportion of how much money is printed or how many things are found compared to the amount of people being born, aka people playing the game now, is in proportionate compared to what we have today. Like, people, the amount of money being printed should, in a normal economy, be correspondent to the amount of people who are joining and the amount of people who are joining the economy, or in this case, the trade community, which it is very much not. And things are being thrown around a lot. Like, even in this case, people are not acting like that. People are throwing it around everywhere. People are not valuing things consistently with how many there are. It's a dumpster fire. It's so confusing. Me explaining this, I bet it makes no sense, because it makes no sense to me. I'm just trying to get the words out and try to piece them together, but it doesn't work, because it makes no sense. It just makes no sense. At all. You can't make sense of it. Because it's changing all the time. Things are being found, meaning things are going to lower in value, meaning those things will never regain value if people keep on lowering their value. And now if we look at it from a stock market perspective, that makes more sense. Stock market perspective makes more sense for what the value is. The value right now is a stock market perspective, which is also inconsistent. Like, I can see it from a stock... The system right now is not an economy, it's a stock market. Because things are gaining value and losing value. Like, a lot. And it's like that. That can make more sense. But stock market is stupid. Especially since that whole half a gamma fiasco, that's just like saying each stock now is worth half a stock. Which, yeah, from a stock market perspective, that's what it is. That's all it is. And if that's the system you want to go by, sure. But it's just dumb. It's just stupid, dude. All it is a stock market. So my whole rant is behind the whole idea that it's an economy, which it is not. Which I guess if I have been looking at it the wrong way, then sure, it's not an economy; it's a stock market. But like even then, it's still dumb. It's still stupid. There's no reason we should have a whole stock market system, which can be easily manipulated, by the way. Like, that's the whole thing. The stock market doesn't show like, the Loomian legacy trades, it doesn't, or the amount of Loomians found. Let's say each stock was a different Loomian. Could be alpha, gamma for each Loomian. You have a protagon stock, you have an alpha protagon stock, gamma protagon stock, and that's for every Loomian that has, like, alpha, gamma, you know. Every single Loomian is alpha, every single Loomian is gamma, every single Loomian's, you know, wisp, you know. So, let's say we have that. That's what it is. But then again, we don't have a real-time version of that. Think about a stock market. You can see in real time what each thing is worth. Think about Loomian legacy trading. You can see in real time how much people are deciding, hey, this is worth this. Or you can't even see in real time how people are randomly deciding what this is worth and what that is worth. And they're throwing it around, and it's so dumb. Because who's the like one person to judge, or few people to judge what this is worth all of a sudden? Like, who actually decides that? It's got to be a whole thing where a few people say it's that, and then more people latch onto that, and then eventually it just becomes a whole thing. It's just dumb. And like even then, you can't even really relate it to a stock market, because each thing is found at different rarities. You know? These things found at different rarities. So, like, it all being worth the same doesn't work like that. I don't know. It's just dumb. And not even that, it's toxic as hell. People scam each other all the time. Lowballing happens. Which, lowballing is, like... I personally think it's just in the way people disguise themselves from saying they scam someone. Like, the only reason lowballing exists is because the trade community exists. Which sounds obvious. But, like, if the reason lowballing exists is because people don't know values, which is the main, what the trade community is based on. The trade community is founded on value. And since values exist, lowballing exists. Which, honestly, I just see as an excuse for people who know values to say, oh, wait, but he just didn't know values. It's not my fault. No, you were well aware you scammed that little guy. You scammed that kid out of his game of Protagon. Or you somehow scammed someone out of that first Rainbow with Safari. Which wasn't a scam, which wasn't a lowball, it was a trade bait. It was just a trade bait. Someone, for some reason, I feel no sin. I'm gonna be straight up. How's it going, Millery? Just ranting about trade community and stuff. You know how it is. But, like, yeah, do tech support scammers. You have Rainbow Wisp on your Vari? Okay, but, like, the whole thing with the Rainbow Wisp Vari makes me so mad. Not because someone not because someone trade baited them. I'm not mad at the person who trade baited them. Of course, they're scum. But I'm more pissed at the person who actually fell for it. I really don't, like, depending on what situation they're in. I don't know the situation they're in, or what they said, or what they were told, or what they believed. But, like, from what I heard is that the basis of the story is that the person with the Rainbow Vari wanted a couple Gleam Halloween Duskets. So, or the person with the Rainbow Vari saw a trade advertisement for a crap ton of Gleam Halloween Duskets, like 20 or something like that. So, they wanted it. But for some reason, they wouldn't take the game of Rainbow Vari straight up. They said they wanted it for a GSA Pro Pay. So what happened? He got contacted by someone else saying, hey, I'll trade you a GSA Pro Pay for that Rainbow Vari. And guess what happened? He traded it. Or she traded it. I don't know who they are. How did you mess that up? How on earth did you not see that coming? That is on you. How the hell did you even let that happen? Like, how? How did you let that happen? If someone would accept if someone accepts a GSA Pro Pay, and they even said as a meme, they were like, for the best Loomian GSA Pro Pay. If someone accepts a GSA Pro Pay for like 20 GHWs, you should know that's a red flag in the first place. But even then, if you're trading, if someone specifically says GSA Pro Pay, and then not too long later, you get contacted by someone conveniently offering you a GSA Pro Pay, so you can go, hey, go trade to that guy for that. Then no. Just don't. That is stupid. That is the dumbest thing. If they take a GSA Pro Pay and not the only Rainbow Vari in the game, that is a red flag immediately, and you should not even consider it, but they somehow considered it. Now I've gone off trade community rant. I'm just mad about people. I'm mad about scams now. And of course, the people who run the scams, people who like play them out and get people to fall for them, they are horrible people. They don't deserve to even be playing the game. They're just stupid. But people who fall for them, especially for something falling for something that bad, you fell for the bait that bad, that's just on you. Like, that's just on you. You don't even have to know values. That is stupid. I don't know values personally, and you can see that coming from a mile away. But that's the reason behind it. That's the whole thing. Values existing lets that happen more often. because people get confused by the whole trading system, and people not knowing values and stuff, and people getting confused by it. They'll just be gullible enough to believe that, hey, maybe that is worth it. Maybe GSA Pro Pay is just a super rare Loomian. It's stupid. I don't know. The whole thing's just a dumpster fire. It's just a big explosion waiting to happen. Like, if you rate it to a normal if you relate it to a normal stock market, you could actually see how it would play out. Like in a normal stock market, let's say a very valuable stock opened, or a new stock just opened, right? I'm gonna go on an example here. You're spinning your phone? I wonder why. That's not good. Yeah, see time unless something happens. But like, let's say I'm gonna go on an example here, and then I'm gonna relate it to something. Let's say a new stock opens, a new company, right? And they have a new stock. People are interested in it, so they buy the stock. You know, it sounds like a potential thing. And then somehow, I know this can't happen in real games or in real life, but somehow the stock closes. The stock closes, you can't buy any more stocks, and people's values are set on it, or people's money is in there. The stock closes, you can't buy anymore. But because you can't buy any more of that stock, or you can't buy any more of that stock, so it closes, you can't buy any more. People who have the stock have the stock. But that stock, since you can't buy it anymore and that company's doing better, the stock goes up, right? The stock starts to gain value because you can't buy it anymore, but it's still the company's gaining more value though, right? So the stock goes up. But then let's say it comes around to that same time of year where people expect the stock to reopen, right? But then it doesn't. So the stock shoots up because, oh, the stock didn't reopen, so this is worth a lot more now. It's the exact same situation as the event Geklos. That's the event Geklos. People are interested in it, they start catching them, it closes, but they gain value because you can't catch them anymore. People expect it to reopen this year, it didn't reopen, so it gained a shit ton of value. It's just a stock market. And in a stock market system, you have to have things monitored. That's the reason this doesn't work. Okay, so the entire time I've been looking at this from an economy standpoint, which it is not. It is not economy, it is a stock market, which is based off an economy. But this is a stock market based off of no economy, which is unstable in itself. Or it's a stock market based off of a very weak and thin wall of an economy. It's a glass bottom. But it's a stock market, except that's the problem. It's a stock market. Well, and the reason stock market works and the reason people actually participate in it is because you can see the stock market working at all times. People have 7-8 monitor setups of just stocks, monitoring it at all times, waiting to get the perfect deal on it. And I guess that's how we could do in this game, but it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You can't do that. And since, like, you can't monitor stock at all times, people can get away with risky stuff. Like, imagine in a stock market. Like, yeah, imagine in a stock market, you just all of a sudden see the Amazon stock launch up in a straight line upwards. That would bring suspicion to the actual company and see, did they do something to raise their stock market or raise their price? Like, did they manipulate the stock market to, you know, like, gain value on their company? Or maybe, like, they magically, like, this is actually more realistic to Loomian Legacy. What if, like, their stock all of a sudden went drastically down, so everyone started buying, but then it went drastically upward? Wouldn't that be suspicious? Well, that's what happened all the time in Loomian Legacy. People devalue things, they get what they want, and then they revalue things, and all of a sudden it's worth a lot more than what people just said it was. You know why? Because they got it now. But you can't do that because everyone's monitoring at all times. If we had a big room in the trade resort, maybe down in that vault area, of just each Loomian's value at all times, that would work. But we can't do that because it's not based off of an economy, and doesn't have enough people participating in it at once. And the stock market is regulated by something, right? And there's no regulations on this. So why is it a stock market? It's stupid. Why is it a stock market? A stock market does not work for something like this. What would work better would be an economy. An economy would be based off of a rarity system. Each thing is worth what each thing is worth. Which sounds simple, right? But it's not. If you want to have some sort of value system in the game, you have to make it consistent. Or else it's just a ticking time bomb. Because with like Loomian Legacy, you know how stock markets can crash, right? Well, with a bunch of kids running a stock market, you think it's gonna survive for very long? Don't think so. One of the reasons the stock market crashed in the Great Depression is because everyone just all of a sudden went from buying a lot to selling a lot, meaning people had less money circulation, and more money went to more money went to littler people. Now, if that just happens all the time. People like trade for a lot of stuff, and then they trade for a lot of stuff, which I'm going on stupid about this, but like. That's besides the point. It's just dumb. Yeah, like the whole Roblox trading system, that's sort of like a stock market. Like, no, the whole Roblox trading system, that basically is a stock market. It's a market. Supply and demand. That's what it is. But the thing about supply and demand, you know how much supply is in at all times and how much demand is in at all times. In this, the amount of supply and the amount of demand can be manipulated because people don't know how much supply and demand there is. People can just say, oh yeah, this is really rare. A lot of little people, not many people, no one has it at all. That's the thing. You can't actively tell if it's how many people have it, how many people don't have it. Yeah. That's the main issue with it. But if you just switch it to some sort of economy system where like a Rome is 125, it's worth 125. Just that, where the value never changes, or it changes slowly over time, then that would work. Because people don't have to like check the values all the time, or listen to someone else, or trust someone else on it. You don't have to. It doesn't work that way. Just make it consistent. Make it easy. It would be less toxic, first of all. Yeah, think about it. Like Roblox, it's managed well. It's by people who actually have the money to buy that stuff, and which are usually people who are older, and they actually can trade for it and make it go up and down. But the thing about that, it's not very crazy. It's not very an exciting one, and because like less people have it because it's very expensive, and a lot less people are participating in it. There's a TF2 market, you know that the TF2 has a stock market system, and that works really well too because it's managed by people who can see the value of it at all times. But this is just, it doesn't work this way. And I guess that's the main complaint. It's because the whole reason Lucky HD and a lot of people don't understand it is because they try to look at it as a this for this when it's, or like as a economy standpoint, you know? Whenever, that's just natural. Since most people live in an economy, or you know, a thing where you can go out, spend your money on something, that money is always worth that thing, and you spend your money collectively on one bigger thing that's worth more. So since people see everyday life from that standpoint, it's harder to see it from a stock market standpoint. When in the stock market, I've only actually done a stock market simulation thing over like a course of 3 weeks in one social studies class in 8th grade. That's my only experience with that. And that's why people don't understand it. And that's why people dislike it. And I dislike it that way too. Because it's hard to understand and confusing. And because of that, there's a power imbalance. The people who have studied, the people who have worked on it, the people who have focused and paid attention to it and are strictly trading like that, they know what the hell they're doing and they know how they can finesse people. That's how it works that way. And that's the main complaint, is that it's toxic and people don't understand it. I'm gonna try to for my giveaways. Nice. How's it going, Dusket? More boot. One more encounter. But yeah, like the whole thing, I want to get a better mic so I can start making videos, and I think I'll do a series on like called Loomerants. Oh no, you didn't. I just kind of finished my sentence. And I'm just gonna go on, and each episode will be something different, like trade community. Well, no, I think trade community and trade values would be two separate things, because the community in one thing is already toxic in itself. The values, oh, I could probably make an hour-long video about values. It just doesn't work like that, man. I know. And it isn't even like a proper stock market, because you're not legitimately buying, like, from one person. You're not legitimately buying just like a bunch of like alpha duskets, and then that alpha dusket you can hold on to it, and it can gain value or lose value. But people don't hold on. People don't hold on to it. They immediately try to trade it for something better, and then when that thing gets worse, they try to trade it for something better, and it's just a constant trade pass around. And it's so, that's why it's so jumpy and so weird. That's why it changes so much. Because in a normal stock market, things usually have a set path. Like, things usually have an upward trend. They go down for a little bit, and they go up for a little bit, down, but they usually have upward trends. Like, over time, they gain more value. But the whole thing with this is that people don't know how stock market works in this. All they know, they know what trade, they know how the trade system works in Loomian Bronze, or Loomian Legacy, but they don't know that it's based on a stock market. And how stock markets work is that things are always an upward trend if they are done right and people know what they're doing. But in this, it's run by a bunch of kids who don't know what they're doing. So immediately as something starts to lose value, they trade it away, and then they start trade away for something that looks like it has good value. And then since everyone's trading to that, it loses value, so they trade back, and it's a constant back and forth where everything's just so confusing and so disorienting. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that, because if you can't handle the stock market correctly, don't make a stock market based system. What would work more better is an economy based system. Just look at this. Like, I could go into my box in a trade resort. Someone offers me something that's worth 1 in 500,000. All right, or someone has something that's worth 1 in 500,000. I want that. Okay. How about a 1 in 300,000 or 300 something thousand here? Okay. Ooh, I have a 1 in 1 in what is this? 128,000 here. Yeah, 128,000. Cool. Actually, is this? It's a 1 in 20, right? Times 640. No, it'd be a 1 in 12,800 here. Okay. And I got 1 in 12,800. Cool. All right. Ooh, you got a 1 in 640, but it's a bit rare because it's harder to come by. So you do that. So maybe that goes up. Maybe that can go for like 1 in 750. Okay. 300,000. 1,2800. 12,800. 750. That's around 114,000 worth. Okay, here's 80,000, so we have 194,000. It'd be that easy. You know? That would make a lot more sense. And it'd be so much more simple. And it'd be so much easier to do. You could just do the math right there, and people could get value easily. People could trade for what they want in that case. If you wanted, and the thing about it, it'd be a lot easier to trade for what you want. Because if someone has something you want, let's say someone wanted this. Let's say I'm actually going to trade this. Someone wanted this. 1 in 30, 300, I don't even do math. Male times gamma times, Vari. Yeah. 1 in 320,000. So, gamma vanillin right here is 1 in 320,000. Okay, let's, someone want to trade for it? Alright, so here's 1 in 80,000. Here's 1 in 12,800. 1 in 750 maybe because it's a fossil. And you could just do 1 in 640 because you could soft reset for it. Or since it was hard to soft reset for, and it was pretty hard, and you had to work for it, 1 in 1,000 sure. And that's where negotiation could go in. Like, yeah, trading would have people that might say, oh, but you wouldn't have to negotiate or anything. Like, you can't do negotiations there. Yes, you can, because how it would work is that you could set everything to the rarity price. So let's say I had a Grinch, 1 in 12,800, right? Well, yeah, it's worth. You could say, oh, it's worth 1 in 12,800. But since it's an event and very few were found, let's negotiate on how rare it is. All right, and that's how it works. And that'd be so much better. I don't see how that wouldn't work. Right? That would work so much better. I solved their trading problem, guys. I solved their trading problem. Just say things the rarity they are. So this gamma Hagenosh right here, 1 in 12,800. That's what it is. And then someone offers me, like, let's say someone offers me a 1 in 15,000. I the gamma Hagenosh in. They say, oh, the Hagenosh is worth 1 in 12,800. But I was like, wait, but this is an event, Loomian, and it's really rare. Can we negotiate on this? And I slowly negotiate, and eventually come to an agreement where I add a gamma Twilight for it, and boom, there's our trade. That would work so much better. And that's how PBB that's what PBB was mostly like. Except there was no value system because people didn't really know rarities as well. But since people know rarities as well now, you can make it more simple that way. I am actually happy about I feel excited about this one system more because the whole system with values is inconsistent, unreliable, and hard to understand. I'll be right back. I need to use the bathroom. Sorry for the rant, but I want to talk about it because I'm probably gonna end stream soon anyway. I'm not gonna do more boosts. But yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Just to the bathroom. Yeah. I just think it'd be easier, and I was thinking about it. It sounds like a good idea, right? But like the whole thing would be that it just return back into like a normal GR system, where like, oh yeah, this is would be 1 in 640, right? But since it was super hard to get and you had to grind for it, it'd be worth 1 in 1,000. But then everyone would say it's worth 1 in 1,000, and it would return back to that whole system, right? Well, the thing about it is that it would actually all be based on something. The thing about it is that what would happen is that even if the values got out of hand, individual people trading would all they wouldn't have to know is that it is base 1 in 640. Base. You can't go any lower than that. So that can be used as a standard for each Loomian. Let's say Gamma Venilin right here, or any Gamma Vari, or its evolutions started to gain value. Well, let's say overall started to gain value in general. Well, then if someone wanted to see, or let's say started to lose value, or no, you can't really make it lose value, but let's say someone started to gain value, that could be fine. If everyone's in agreement, it can slowly gain value, but as a baseline, it's 1/320,000, and that can't go any lower. That's just how I think that'd be much better, because it would all have a baseline. The thing about GR values is that the GR value is based around 1 gleam roaming, but the value of an alpha dusket, which is what GR is based around, is very inconsistent still. It's probably the most consistent out of all of them, but it still is a little inconsistent. Let's battle 1 Loomian each. Yeah, I'm gonna start talking about it now, but that's just what I think. Let's battle 1 Loomian each. That's actually pretty interesting. Yeah, let's do that actually. I'm gonna blacken my screen. I'm gonna go into a stream intermission so you don't see what I bring. But yeah, I'll go to trade or battle versus Coliseum. Let's do that. Let's do 1 Loomian battle. Hey, it's on my server and we can do it. There you go. Alright. Alright. There we go. Oh, your screen's black? Alright. I'll wait, man. Don't worry about it. Each value needs a baseline. And since each value does not have a baseline, it just doesn't work. It can't work without any sort of ground to stand on. That comes back to the whole thing where it's just a building waiting to crumble because it's built on no supports. Because it is literally waiting to crumble. It's got no supports on it. It can fall at any time. Because even the standard value of something can change. And since the base value of something can change, it can't stand on something. It has no footing. Its platform is lowering and raising constantly. But if we make it to where each Loomian has a base line to stand on, I'm gonna go into intermission so you guys can't see this. If we make it to reach each Loomian has a base to sit on and can stand on something. I forgot to get your Loomian. All right. Well, one of us just forfeit. Well, yeah, if we have it to where each Loomian has a baseline to stand on, and each Loomian can be worth, like, one thing, or each Loomian can be worth what it's worth as a base, then we can build on that. You know? You can go off of that, but it just can't go any lower than that, and that would work. Each gamma should be worth a gamma, no matter what gamma it is, if you're going strictly off of a value system. Because if you're going strictly off of values, the gamma itself should not matter, right? That's what it should not matter. Oh. Well, now I know what he's going to bring. Oh, okay. If I know what he's going to bring, then I'm going to show him what I'm going to bring. Okay. So... Okay, yeah, actually, I'm gonna restart this because that's unfair. Because I know exactly what you'll bring, but you don't know what I can bring. So now I know he's gonna bring Aerosol anyway. All right, whatever. No, we'll just make it. I'll just do Zulong then. And if I lose, if I get killed, then I'll leave, forfeit. Oh. That was... Well, that was kind of scuffed. Cause I didn't quite understand what we were doing. Do you have any other PvP Loomians, though, Taku? Oh, Taku, do you have any other PvP Loomians? Because if we do, we can restart that, but just choose a different one. Oh, okay. Dang, because I didn't understand. I thought we were gonna, like, you know, just choose one random Loomian, but I probably should have. Okay. Yeah. Well, that was kind of scuffed. Sorry about that. Yeah, but we just something with a baseline, and then like that baseline cannot change if people try to. Oh, you do? All right. Yeah. Then I'll put my stream at intermission, and then we can do that real quick. So I'll just I'll put a random Loomian for myself. I'll choose one of my Loomians, and then you can have that Loomian, and then whatever wins, I guess. All right. I'll do Pit Fest option here, just generally. That'll probably be good. How's it going, noob? Alright. So team preview is still not up, so I'm not gonna... Well, it doesn't matter anymore. Alright, I chose Revenine. Let's see what he has. Obsidragon. Ooh, this is gonna be an interesting battle. I think I have a move that deals good damage. I don't. Alright, well, probably gonna lose. Oh! Well, imagine. I just get triple flinch or double flinch. Imagine if I get double flinch, I win. Come on, flinch one more time. One more time. One more time. Oh, scapegoat. Oh, oh, bro, dude, the Revenant clutch. The Revenant clutch. Let's go. GG's. Wow, that was close, dude. Real close. Dang, that could have gone really bad, really fast. Rematch. All right, I'm gonna choose a random one though. I'll choose a different one then. Well, are you gonna? Do you have different Loomian still or no? Do you have any more Loomians you can use, Otaku, or are you gonna stick with same Loomians? All right. Alright, so I have to figure this out then. Oh, you only have two. Alright, that's fine. Yes! Ghostly Howl, baby! I thought that would work. That's why Revenant's OP. Even Ghostly Howl, it's got stab, but it bypassed Scapegoat. It bypassed Scapegoat. It got stab boost, and it just Revenant does so much damage. You're about to Beast Slumber, yeah. And oh yeah, Beast Slumber with the Scapegoat up, so you can take a hit and still get just enough. 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, bro, that makes sense though. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go now. I wanted to have a bit more, but I did start streaming late, and I don't know. I just don't really feel like boosting anymore tonight. So yeah, but I'll see you guys later. Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all being here. And yeah, see y'all later. Have a good day.